Hey, welcome back. My name is Extravaganza Grotesque, and I'm back with more horror movie, true crime related content. Before I start my story, if you like this kind of content, please don't forget to subscribe and give me a like on the video. Scream 6 has just been released and I went to watch it the other day at the cinema, and I have to say that I loved it. I loved every minute of the film. The whole cinema was packed. We were all cheering. That's how good it is. So I highly recommend it. But what I want to tell you today is the true crime case that inspired the original Scream movie. Scream 6 was released in 1996, but before Ghostface had his big breakthrough in the big screen, there was another killer that terrorized the streets of the United States. Daniel Harold Rowling, better known as the Gainesville Ripper, was a serial killer who killed 5 students during August in 1919 in Gainesville, Florida. Rowling entered the house of his victims, always girls, by opening a window or a door, depending on what he could do easier, with a screwdriver or a knife. Once he was inside, he would go and find his victim. He would put duct tape on the victim's mouth so she wouldn't scream. Then he would rape them. And once he was finished, he stabbed them, almost always in their backs. He liked to leave the bodies carefully placed in sexually provocative positions. One time, he even showered in one of his victims' houses before he left the place after committing the murder. I bet he was like, I'm all covered in blood. I can't just walk down the street covered in blood, because if they see me like this, they're gonna know that it's me. So hey, let's just go and get clean with a corpse next door. One night, Rowling broke into a student's house, but there was no one inside. So, being the really good killer that he was, he patiently sat down on the sofa to wait for the girl to come back home. When she did come home the following morning, he proceeded to do his murdering things, and when he was finished, he decapitated the body, cut the nipples, and placed those in a bookshelf facing the rest of the body, which he put sitting down in the bed. Like, imagine the face of the person that discovered that scene. Well, I bet that was his intention. People were scared. Students weren't coming back to uni because they were afraid that they were gonna get killed. And despite the whole thing being in the news and the media all the time, police were unable to catch the killer. Rowling was finally stopped, but it was by accident because he was arrested for robbing a store on September the 8th on the same year. They got his DNA and they compared it to the one that was left on the crime scenes, and they discovered it was similar enough in order to charge him for the murders. When they went to register his house after he got arrested, they discovered some tools that match with the marks that were left on the windows and doors on the crime scenes. They also found some tapes, and the tapes had Rowling narrating his adventures. So I guess it was just some sort of a killer diary or something like that. He was finally accused of having committed the crimes in November 1991. During the trial, Rowling not only confessed to having killed the 5 students, but he also confessed having killed 3 more people several years earlier, in addition to having tried to kill his own father, though he was unsuccessful. I mean, he had an abusive childhood, but still, he was sentenced to death, and on the 25th of October 2006, he was executed by lethal injection. His last dinner was lobster. So yeah, this is the real story that inspired the original Scream, and this Rowling guy was pretty scary. As the last fun fact, Linda Blair, who is the actress that played Regan on The Exorcist, made a cameo on Scream. She played like an annoying journalist. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'll see you all next time.